If you want to crack the stranglehold that money and corporations have over the US democracy, or any democracy, you must do something to crack and undermine the dominance of the two-party system. As long as two parties dominate a political system, money will always have an easier time artificially controlling those two parties. If you diversify the voices involved, you make it much more difficult to corrupt the process. So I want to talk to you how I think we can actually take steps to accomplish this. I propose that one of the most powerful ways to undermine the two-party system is to demand that all states convert to a cumulative voting methodology in place of the current winner-take-all voting methodology. This is also known as multi-voting. So, why would cumulative voting make a difference? The reason is that cumulative voting is more democratic. It empowers you to genuinely express your voice through your vote. Voting is ultimately how a person gets their opinion counted in a democracy. It is critical that we count each person's voice accurately because voting has a domino effect on the whole democratic process. Let's start with you. In a winner-take-all voting system, it silences the voice of new and alternative ideas. In my experience, many very intelligent, passionate people are often dissatisfied with the two main party candidates for, say, President of the United States. They often feel that one of the major candidates is better than the other, but a lesser known third party candidate is better than both. This third party candidate may be on the left or the right, it doesn't matter. But even if you prefer a third party candidate, you are trapped in the choice of expressing your true voice by voting for the third party. But in so doing, you fail to help your preferred major candidate win. This is a type of trap. It's a voting trap, which helps preserve two-party dominance. So this also leads to the first major problem in the winner-take-all voting system. Your true voice is not counted when you vote. In the winner-take-all voting system, it's not accurate. And this lack of accuracy is the lifeblood that keeps the two-party stranglehold in place. Let's look at these two illustrations of your opinion, accurately measured. Because voting for a third party effectively nullifies your vote, many people will not vote for a third party, thus cutting off their ability to matter. So on the left, we see your vote, and on the right, we see what your actual feelings are about the candidates. One is accurate, and one is an artificially simplified reflection of your vote. So let's look at how the winner-take-all voting system reinforces the dominance of the two-party system. When everyone must vote like this, in this ultra-simplified black and white way, then final voting results look like this. It appears to everyone after the election that only two major parties matter. It appears that the ideas of the third-party candidates are insignificant. You don't need to say the media conspires to ignore the third parties. The voting results are an objective measure that appears to indicate the third parties don't deserve much attention. This is the fallacy of using a winner-take-all voting system as a measurement tool in a democracy. It artificially makes the alternative voices appear unsupported, unimportant, artificially makes the major, more known voices seem more important. Thus, the media feels justified in shining less attention on the third parties, which means they won't give their ideas a chance to be heard by as many people. It'll reinforce the whole cycle and dominance of the two parties. The solution to this, or one solution to this, is cumulative voting. It puts a major wrench in this cycle of two-party dominance. Here's how. In a cumulative voting system, you can vote for multiple candidates for a single office, and your vote is counted in the total votes for each candidate. The candidate with the most cumulative votes wins. That's it. Now look at how this will change the landscape of our democracy. To begin with, your vote record will accurately reflect your voice. Look at these two charts. Your true voice and the true measurable counted vote are identical. This single little refinement can have a huge downstream impact. If we had cumulative voting, you can vote and support both the major candidate you prefer and the alternative candidate whose ideas you may prefer. Depending upon which cumulative voting system is used, you may also be able to express your vote if you prefer one candidate a little more than another. Of course, you could also express that you only prefer a single candidate and none of the alternatives. But the point is, your voice is more accurately reflected in your democratic vote. The voting trap is eliminated. Your vote is accurate and impacts the election. And the accumulation of these more accurate voting results will change our democracy. Oops, wrong slide. Now think about the downstream effect of this new methodology of voting. If the voice of the populace is truly reflected in their votes, the voting results will begin to more accurately reflect the ideas of the people. Instead of a black and white winner-take-all voting outcome, you will have a voting result that demonstrates undeniably the importance of these third-party candidates and their ideas. This will help compel everyone, the media, ordinary people, the biased, the unbiased, to shine more light on the other voices. It'll give more people exposure to these ideas, thus giving these ideas a better chance to be realized and become a part of our dialogue. In a cumulative voting system, third-party candidates will get more votes. They will get more votes because people won't be afraid to vote for them. They won't be throwing away their vote by voting by a very largely unknown candidate. Thus, these third-party candidates will get more recognition. They will get more credit after elections. And this gives them a better chance for still greater votes in the next election cycle. Eventually, this will help lead to presidential campaigns where third-party candidates become significant, not just a freak occurrence, but a regular occurrence. You may not feel good about any of the third-party candidates you've been exposed to, but if third-party candidates have a better chance to matter, then better and better candidates will emerge from the ranks of the third parties. The point is to have a better democracy, a genuine dialogue uncorrupted by control of few, control of money. To have that, you need a fair and diverse democratic system. Cumulative voting is not a magic silver bullet. It will not change things overnight, but it is a tool. It's a foothold in a crack in the power of the two-party system and the dominance of control of our government by the few. So this is why I propose that the Occupy movement embrace cumulative voting, multi-voting, as one of its first demands for change in all elections for political office, local, state, and national. It's one small step, but I think it'll make a difference.